सूचना सञ्चार र संवादको मझेरी नेपाली रेडियो क्यालगरी। भाषा, संस्कृति र मनोरञ्जनको कोसेली। यो हो नेपाली रेडियो क्यालगरी।
नेपाली रेडियो क्यालगरीको आजसम्मको नियमित
आदरणीय दर्शक तथा श्रोतागण नमस्कार। तपाईँ सबैलाई हार्दिक स्वागत छ। तपाईहरू रेड एफएम 106.7 मेगाहर्ज तथा फेसबुक लाइभ मार्फत प्रत्यक्ष प्रसारित हुने हाम्रो साप्ताहिक कार्यक्रम नेपाली रेडियो क्यालगरीमा हामीसँग जोडिनु भएकोमा हार्दिक धन्यवाद। आज शनिबार जुलाई 25 2026 अर्थात् श्रावण 9 2083 र यो हाम्रो कार्यक्रमको 404औं कडी हो। यो प्रसारण बिहान 8 बजे क्यालगरी समयमा र नेपालमा साँझ 8:45 बजेदेखि प्रत्यक्ष रूपमा जारी छ। हाम्रा अघिल्ला सबै कार्यक्रमहरू तपाईँ फेसबुक पेज नेपाली रेडियो क्यालगरीमा हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। कृपया हाम्रो पेजलाई लाइक, फलो र सब्सक्राइब गरेर सहयोग गर्नुहोला। तपाईहरूका सुझाव, प्रतिक्रिया र सल्लाह सधैँ हाम्रो लागि महत्त्वपूर्ण छन् र तिनीहरू हामीलाई सदा स्वागत गर्दछौँ। आजको कार्यक्रममा हामी विशेष रूपमा प्रस्तुत गर्दैछौँ एपिसोड 404 द च्याम्पियन बियोन्ड द रिङ सनी सिंह's जर्नी टु हलिउड। मार्शल आर्ट्सको संसारमा विश्व च्याम्पियन बन्नु आफै असाधारण उपलब्धि हो र त्यही अनुशासन र मेहनतको अभिनयको संसारमा पनि पुर्याउनु र हलिउड तथा बलिउड दुवैतिर आफ्नो स्वतन्त्र पहिचान स्थापित गर्नु एकदमै उल्लेखनीय यात्रा हो। आजका हाम्रा विशेष अतिथि हुनुहुन्छ 3 पटकका टेक्वान्डो वर्ल्ड च्याम्पियन, मार्शल आर्टिस्ट, एक्सन एक्टर, ब्रान्ड एम्बेसेडर तथा हलिउड हल अफ फेम अवार्ड विनर सनी सिंहजी। उहाँ क्यानाडाको 6 ब्रिटिस क्यानाडियन समुदायबाट हुनुहुन्छ र नेपाली भाषा बुझ्नुहुन्न, त्यसैले आजको कुराकानी पूर्ण रूपमा अङ्ग्रेजी भाषामा हुनेछ। तापनि हामी बीचबीचमा श्रोताहरूसँग छोटो नेपाली सारांश प्रस्तुत गर्ने प्रयास गर्नेछौँ। अबको कार्यक्रम अगाडि बढ्नु अघि हामी 2वटा महत्त्वपूर्ण जानकारी गराउन चाहन्छौँ जुन तपाईसँग साझा गर्न चाहन्छौँ। सबैभन्दा पहिलो अनाउन्समेन्ट रहेको छ, गएको शनिबार जुलाई 18 तारिकका दिन प्रेरी विन्स पार्कमा भव्य रूपमा सम्पन्न भएको नेपाली मेला र मल्टिकल्चरल शोकेसिङ इभेन्ट एपिसोड 4। यसका लागि आयोजक संस्था एनसीएससीलाई हार्दिक धन्यवाद तथा बधाई दिन चाहन्छौँ। आवर कल्चर, आवर आइडेन्टिटी एन्ड आवर प्राइड, लेट्स एम्ब्रेस टुगेदर भन्ने नाराको साथ आयोजना गरिएको यस फ्री एडमिसन कार्यक्रममा हजारौँ दर्शकहरू सहभागी हुनुभएको थियो। नेपालबाटै उडेर आउनुभएका गायक गायिका अस्मिता अधिकारी र महेश काफ्लीको लाइभ प्रस्तुतिले कार्यक्रमलाई थप आकर्षक बनाएको थियो। साथै सांस्कृतिक परेड, पञ्चेबाजा र 30भन्दा बढी स्टेज पर्फर्मेन्सहरूले दर्शकहरूको मन पनि जितेको थियो। यसै गरी मोमो, सेलरोटी, थुक्पा, अचार र दाल भात जस्ता विभिन्न परिकारहरू, विभिन्न स्टलहरूले यो कार्यक्रमको अझै पूर्णता बढाएको थियो। यति ठुलो र सफल कार्यक्रम व्यवस्थित रूपमा गर्न सक्नुभएकोले एनसीएससी टोली र सबै भलिन्टियर्सहरूलाई नेपाल रेडियो क्यालगरीबाट हार्दिक बधाई तथा धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छौँ। Sunny, welcome to Nepali Radio Calgary. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me here.
For anyone tuning in who's never heard your name before tonight, if you had to introduce yourself in a sentence or two, how would you describe what you do?
First of all, thank you so much for having me here, and thank you to all Nepali community supporting me and having me here. And there was a great honor to be here in Nepali Mela the day as a guest. So thank you to Durbar Rai inviting me. So thank you so much. So my name is Sunny Singh. I am basically based in Calgary, but I travel a lot in UK and Canada right now. And I'm a martial artist, Taekwondo World Police Champion. And I have a history of ex-law enforcement officer in Calgary. I served the law enforcement approximately 15 years. And I used to have a dojo here Taekwondo. I used to teach Taekwondo as well with the city of Calgary, and also on my own club. But the COVID hit, then I have to shut it down, and then after I start working in the movie business, so that's why I have to travel a lot. So right now I'm only teaching, but very limited clients I have right now. And I train in different martial arts. Probably Taekwondo is my bread and butter, but I train Wing Chun, Ip Man Wing Chun with Sifu Samuel Kwok. And then also I train a lot of Muay Thai and kickboxing and also karate as well. So approximately I have a 35 years martial art background.
So you have careers in different areas, martial arts,
That's right.
acting, and even in politics. Which one feels like the most real you?
Politics, you can say out of 100, I've been involving in only probably 30-40% because I ran for mayor. I was discussing with you guys in 2021. But I didn't have enough time to campaigning. So just like said, it's busy schedule of traveling. So, but I did well without campaigning. And but next term I'm gonna run it again. I might be joining any party, so it's a little bit suspense. So let's see. It's coming up, and we're talking to a couple of politicians. So they offer me to join the party and work, to help them out. So I said sure. So I'm thinking about it. But definitely, I'm going to run for mayor again for next term. And but martial art is my base. It's give me a lot of opportunity, open my lot of doors to film business, film industry, stunt business, and also politics as well, and also law enforcement as well, because they keep you fit as well, right?
Right. So before getting involved in all of those careers in Canada, you were someone starting out fresh in a new country. So you moved from UK to Calgary as a Taekwondo fighter. What made Calgary the place you chose for this life?
Okay, so that's the story behind that. In 2004, I was visiting Canada that time. Not visiting, I was competing. I was representing UK in Canadian Invitational Tournament in Calgary. So there was a Canadian national team came, and then I was fighting against, of course, Canadian team because I was representing England that time. And then Master Frost came to me, and he's a Olympic Alberta Taekwondo Board chairman, and he said, "Where are you from? You got a pretty good style when you compete." I say, "Yeah, I'm from India actually." But he said, "Your accent is not from Indian." I say, "Yeah, but I grew up in England, but my heritage is from India anyway." So he said, "How about I give you opportunity to represent Canada?" I said, "Okay." So I didn't thought about it, and then I go back to UK. I took medals here, and then I had a very good performance. I don't want to say I beat Canadian team, but I just want to say I have a very good performance, and I took medals. And that was my first article in Canadian newspaper called Calgary Herald that time. And that was 2002. Sorry, that was 2002. And then I'm back to UK. So I was competing from UK. Then Olympic selection came 2004 for Athens. So they denied some weight categories, and I was one of them as well. So I was really mad because there was a golden chance for me to represent Olympics in 2004 for Athens. And later that, they contacted me again. They said, "Are you still interested?" So they invited me for Olympic team selection here. And I went there and then qualified, and then they arranged my immigration. So 2005, I moved here in Calgary. So that's why I was playing for Canada that time. Yeah.
It's amazing how you shaped your path like that. That actually makes me curious about something else. Going from settling into a new city to actually building a competitive career, here is a big jump on its own. You've competed in well over 100 tournaments internationally.
150, national, international, yeah,
right?
all of them. Yeah.
So could you walk us through how someone builds that kind of career, and what kind of training does it actually takes to do that?
That's why a lot of people ask me, You know, a lot of people mentality is different when they learn martial arts. They think it's for only self-defense. That's what they think. But personally, I think that's why I told them, if you have that mindset, self-defense, then you're gonna use somewhere, however. But I said for me, it's only for it's for the self-discipline. That's all only I can see that. Because if you proper martial artist, I'm not talking about you go into the dojo, you do a couple of punches and kicks, fun, and come home and sleep. I'm talking about the serious training. It's a level of training method. So only thing is, when I was training, I work, sleep, eat, and train and fight. That's all I've been doing it. No friends, no nothing. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When they sponsor me here from Alberta Taekwondo, when they wrote a letter for me, and then I had an interview in a Canadian embassy in London, and they asked me one question. They said, why they pick you up? It's a 40 million, 30 million population in Canada. Why they choose you? So I said to them, I said, officer, I respect, I'm going to say something to you. Don't feel bad. Yeah, I said, I'm the only guy qualified for Olympics for athletes from the UK team. But Canada never qualified. So that's why they saw something on me. And then he just said, okay, you know what, fair enough. He approved my visa. And then the other question CDTV asked me, he says, why you have the world gold medal, not anything else for a lot of population? So I explained to them, I said, when the people Friday, Saturday night go to clubs and they're having a good time, the same time I'm training with the team. That's all the difference is that. That's why I'm today world champion 3 times.
Right. That's the level of discipline only most of us can imagine, and that discipline has clearly paid off. And thank you for sharing your experience about that as well. This brings me to something that I wanted to ask as well. So you've represented Canada on the world stage.
Yes.
So what does that feel like, being on the world stage in front of the world, showcasing your talent? Tell us more about your experience.
I was really proud of myself that day when I was in the USA competing in a World Open. When I was competing in a World Open, and then I had a fight against Mexico, first fight.
Right.
And he's like 6.5 feet tall guy, Olympian. And then the coach go to him, and then he said to him, Mexico versus Canada. That's the first fight. And the Mexican guy came and he said, you know what? Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just that Canada doesn't have a team like that. But when they figure out, no, that's not the guy. I know, but he's back home from England actually, but he's representing Canada. When they saw my tie on my face, then they little bit get nervous, because I already fought it before with the team before long time in Mexico Open. So that time was the Canadian team was say, oh, they don't have any kind of level. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when I see me, when I'm representing Canada, and they said, no, this is the different guy now. So you need to be careful with that, because he's representing Canada. He's moved to Canada, but he's from back home, UK. I mean, he's living in the UK, so he moved here. So I fight with him, and I beat him, actually, the first fight. So that time, I was the guy first took the medal for Canada. So then after, slowly, they build the level of training of Taekwondo. Because when I was in a team, provincial team, I don't stick team training with the team training. I go to USA, train with, because USA a very good team. So I go there for a week, stay there, training camp, New York, New Jersey, and train with Olympian there. And I train with Steven Lopez. He's a 4-time Olympic champion, world champion from USA team. And it's good for me. And then I come back here. Because if I want to be the best, I want to train with the best. So that's my motive, yeah.
That was a powerful experience you had. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm going to translate it quickly in Nepali to our listeners and give a quick reminder to them as well. नमस्कार. आज हामीसँग सनी सिंह हुनुहुन्छ यता अनि उहाँ युकेबाट क्यालगरी आउनुभएको थियो पहिला उहाँ युकेमा को थ्रुबाट टुर्नामेन्ट्सहरू मा पार्टिसिपेट गर्नुहुन्थ्यो र कनेडियन गभर्मेन्टले उहाँलाई यताको इमिग्रेसन फेसिलिटेट गरेर अब क्यानाडाको तर्फबाट चाहिँ उहाँहरूले टुर्नामेन्ट्समा पार्टिसिपेट गर्नुभयो उहाँले वर्ल्डको लगभग 150वटा जति टुर्नामेन्ट्समा पार्टिसिपेट गरेर गोल्ड मेडलहरू पनि क्यानाडाको लागि ल्याउनु भएको छ र उहाँको करियर ल इन्फोर्समेन्ट पोलिटिक्समा मार्सल आर्ट्समा रहेको छ उहाँले हामीसँग आफ्नो एक्सपिरियन्सहरू सेयर गर्नुभएकोमा एकदमै आभारी छौँ र अब त्यो हाम्रो अग्लो नेक्स्ट क्वेसनभन्दा अगाडि एउटा अनाउन्समेन्ट गर्न चाहन्छु आज जुलाई 25 तारिक बिहान 6 बजेदेखि साँझ 6 बजेसम्म एनसिएससीको चुनाव भइरहेको छ यदि तपाईँ यसको लागि इलिजिबल हुनुहुन्छ तपाईँसँग एनसिएससीको मेम्बरसिप छ भने यसलाई अनलाइन भोट गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ अनलाइन भोट गर्ने तरिका तपाईँले आफ्नो इमेलमा पाउनु सक्नुहुनेछ यदि तपाईँले इमेल पाउनु भएको छैन र तपाईँलाई आफू इलिजिबल मेम्बर छ कि छैन भनेर थाहा छैन भने तपाईँ इलेक्सन कमिटीलाई इमेल गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ त्यसको इमेल एड्रेस रहेको छ ncscelection@nepalisociety.ca ncscelection@nepalisociety.ca भोट हाल्न नबिर्सिनुहोला तपाईँको भोटले एकदमै ठुलो इम्प्याक्ट पर्न सक्छ अब सुनौँ हाम्रो गेस्टको next question को answer we'll continue our question answer with you interview with you now now sticking with martial arts for a moment I want to shift focus to something a lot of our listeners will relate to parents here in Calgary they who are raising their kids and who grew up around Taekwondo back home. A lot of our listeners either practice Taekwondo growing up in Nepal or have kids in local clubs here in Calgary now. What would you tell a Nepali parent who's on fence about whether or not signing their child up for Taekwondo? What's in it for their child for them to sign them up?
Yeah. I personally know few people, athletes from Nepal as well. They're my good friends. One is Nisha Roll. She's Olympian from Nepal, actually, Taekwondo. Any martial art, the first of all, let me clear up these things. It's a difference, karate, Taekwondo, martial art is different between the stages there. So people some think martial art, what is the martial arts? Martial art is actually, is a group. Actually, basically. So under the martial art, they follow Taekwondo, karate, and their other style, boxing or wrestling or judo, whatever you guys can call, right? Right now, it's Taekwondo, it's modern sport, is an Olympic right now. Yes, of course, judo as well, and also boxing, but the leg was kicking, it's a great sport, like in Taekwondo. And some parents think when the kids learn these things, they're going to be a lot of violent, go to school or something like that. That's what I'm saying. For me, it's the discipline. Not to kicking somebody or, even I was a force, I didn't use my leg skills. I didn't use my thingy because you cannot hit them, you know what I mean, by kick. But you can control them by using your tactics or whatever, right? But I tell all parents, if they wanted to send kids to Taekwondo, so make sure instructor is qualified. Look at his background, his credential, right? Right now I have a clients, when they said, no, Sonny, I want to train with you, my kid want to train with you. The reason why, because they want to be in a film business, right? So, but when I say, okay, if you don't want to be in a film, then I can recommend a couple clubs here, you can go there. But no, they want to train with me because I don't have an official dojo here. So I train online, and then when I come here, I do sessions one-to-one or something like that, right? I will say is look at the background, make sure And plus, the most important thing is check the criminal background for the instructor, because a lot of instructors got convicted for the assault right now. So that's the most important thing, because certificate can be printed anytime. A lot of people opening their own association. So the own association means is me, you, and I have 3 people. Let's register our own association. We do our own things, right? But if you want it to be, make sure it's under the WT, World Taekwondo. There used to be WTF, World Taekwondo Federation, but they changed to WT right now. So make sure they're part of WT. Like I have association as well, but they belong to WT as well. So I'm a black belt with the cookie one, right? So credential is the most important thing. If you go, make sure take it look. Google him, search him. You know, if the person never competed in the ring, how can he teach the kids? He got no experience, right? So these small things you have to take a look. Make sure he have a CPR, because a lot of instructor doesn't have a CPR. If something happened to kids in the dojo, how are they going to do CPR? Or if he doesn't have a CPR, make sure he have the person at the spot who qualify for that, right? Who qualify, you know how to do CPR, something like that. So those little things. If they say I'm a black belt, okay, yeah, I'm a black belt, that's fine. Can I see your identification card with the cookie one? Because this is the only one recognition in the world, an Olympic, under Olympic, cookie one. So those things you have to take a look.
Thank you for clearing out the misconceptions.
And I tell parents, send, because parents think the martial art doesn't have a career. Yes, it is if you put in a short term. If you're keeping for long term, yes, it is. You have a career. You can do so many things. You can have your own dojo, you can teach, you can travel around the world, you can do a lot of seminars and stuff like that, and you can be in a film as well. A lot of child artists, martial artists in Asia, they're all in the film right now.
For sure. After listening to you, I think a lot of parents are going to flock in and sign up their kids for martial arts.
Absolutely. Do it. And then, you know, I tell dancing is good. But see, that's why they come for discipline. Because it's too much things happening with the kids, right? Human trafficking is going on. And if you know those skills, you can survive, you know.
Right. So for our young kids who sign up for their martial arts, what should they expect in the first month when they're learning martial arts?
I will tell, when the people came to me, he said, sir, I wanted to be a black belt. I said, okay. Can I do in 1 year? I said, no. So what I'm saying is to tell people, even some kids came, I want to be in a film, I want to be action star. I say, you cannot be a star in 1 day. You cannot be a martial artist in 1 day. So you need to practice every time. Long time ago, when do traditional taekwondo, I remember that is my coach from Korea, and he says, I give him one front kick, up jagi, and then he says, okay, that's fine, just keep training. So the whole day I was doing the front kick, that's it. And I said to him, I said, I'm already black belt, and why just giving me a keep going for front kick, nothing else? But he saw something is not correct, so he wanted me to keep going, and then I was keep doing for a couple of weeks the same kick over and over again, mastery. Even Bruce Lee said, I'm not scared to the person who do 10,000 kicks, 10 different kicks. I'm only afraid for the person who do one kick in 10,000 times. So I said, okay. So then I was do basics, all stuff. So first month, if the kids go there, make sure have a little bit light stretching, light kicking, make sure muscles get open. So then next day, if you do push too much, next day going to say, Mama, I'm not going to go. Because it's, you know, your muscles got sore, body got sore, right? So slowly build step by step. So first month, just chill out, get to know the instructor. Because when you in there, it's many instructor there, right? Some the assistant instructor there, main instructor there. So it's hard to coordinate with them, right? So because everyone's have a different type of teaching style, right? So 1 month, just take it easy. You cannot be 1 month in learn so many things. You have to keep going. You know, why train like we would train 6 times a day. I was remember when I was in a world championship in 2015, and then somebody told me, I said I'm gonna get 2 gold medal in the World Police Games, and then they says, no way, you can't get into gold medal in the World Police Games. I said, why? He said, because it never happened in Canada. I said, okay, all right then. And then I just ignored him. And then when I ignored him, and I after said, how the hell he said to me, you can't get a 2 medals and gold medal. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to show him. So I went to Korea for 29 days without telling anybody. Few people knows that. On my own, expensive, right? World Police Game was in July, and then I came back from Korea in June, and I was in a full form, and I was the first person took 2 gold medal.
That's wonderful.
In the World Police Games.
Yeah. What you did requires a lot of discipline and persistence, especially when you quoted Bruce Lee. That does really make sense.
Yeah.
I want to do a quick review of this to our listeners.
Sure.
So, सनीजीले भन्नुभयो कि उहाँ टेक्वान्डो भनेको मार्शल आर्ट्स को एउटा अम्ब्रेलाको अन्डरमा पर्छ र मार्शल आर्ट्सको अन्डरमा धेरै डिफ्रेन्ट थरीको स्पोर्ट्सहरू पर्छ टेक्वान्डो कराटे त्यस्तै स्पोर्ट्सहरू पर्छ र यदि तपाईँले आफ्नो बच्चालाई टेक्वान्डो अर मार्शल आर्ट्सको अरू स्पोर्ट्सकोमा साइन अप गर्न खोज्दै हुनुहुन्छ र एउटा मिसकन्सेप्सन छ कि बच्चा भाइलेन्ट हुन्छ भने त्यस्तो होइन मार्शल आर्ट्स भनेको डिसिप्लिनलाई फोकस गर्छ डिसिप्लिन इम्प्रुभ गर्छ र आफ्नो बच्चालाई साइन अप गरेपछि सुरुमै तपाईँले एकदमै हार्ड ट्रेनिङ गराउनु भन्दा लाइटरबाट स्टार्ट गर्यो भने चाहिँ बिल्डअप हुँदै जान्छ र इट टेक्स अ लङ टाइम अलि लामो टाइम लाग्छ सनीजी जता हुनुहुन्छ त्यहाँ पुग्नको लागि अब हामी लाग्नेछौँ सनीजीसँग अर्को इन्टरभ्यू क्वेसन्सतिर थ्याङ्क यू सनीजी
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Now I want to shift gears from the dojo and martial arts to your film career, to film sets, because your own story takes an interesting turn from an athlete to an actor. So what was the actual moment you decided martial arts skill could translate into an acting and a stunt career?
So in the beginning, I thought I know martial arts, so it's easy for me to act, right? But I was wrong. So I done my first film, Future Shift, and they gave me opportunity to choreograph and everything. But I have really good ring experience. I'm a world champion. It's great looks on credits and everything. But one thing I forget that I have to sell it. If somebody kick me or punch me, I have to sell it. I don't know how to do it. So of course the directors teach me. So it's called reaction. So when they give me opportunity to work with them and they train me, he said, that's good, but you are very stiff. Because when punch, I stiff, you know. So the same time when they punch you, then you have to react. So then after that, I start taking courses. So I did a lot of seminars with the Hollywood actors called Don Wilson. He was a multiple-time kickboxing champion. He lives in the USA. He's a Hollywood star, Don Wilson. Cynthia Rothrock, Grandmaster. And I trained with her as well. And some other fighters as well. I took the Michael J. White seminar, how to do fight choreograph and how to reaction. And Director Souza really helped me out as well, definitely. And also I trained Wing Chun. I don't know you heard of him or not. It's Ip Man Wing Chun. So I trained by Sifu Samuel Kwok. He lives in the UK. I've been training in on and off for about 5-6 years. So he's like a legend guy. And so martial arts, you have a good background. That's why the kids come to me, because if they
They want to
sign
be
up
an
for
actor.
me,
Yeah.
so they can learn how to act as well and how to learn martial art as well. So they have both benefits, right? So this is the reason they come to me. My first film called Future Shift, I was doing a supporting lead, and then also I did. That was my first film speaking role. I did. Usually I did a lot of extra, definitely before. I worked with Josh Harner, Samuel L. Jackson, and but that was my first film, Canadian production. They gave me offer to work with them, and slowly I did other film, then another film, then another film, and then after I did start doing Hollywood films, and I took a lot of courses. So I be blended with these old celebrities, taking courses, and I do a lot of martial arts shows. So today I used to go as a inductee on the shows, and now I go as a special guest appearance on the shows actually. So there's a differences now, but definitely I took a lot of courses. But no one's in Canada. They have a industry here, but mostly they have in UK and USA.
Right.
They're all actors. They teach all courses, like real courses I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, they have courses here too, but I'm talking about the level of quality of courses, right? So, of course, it's going to cost you. Yes, it's going to cost you, definitely. But at the end of the day, when you learn something out of the door, you will feel. And plus, just like said, you wanted to the best, you have to train with the best. Then your names comes up, right?
Definitely. It seems
So
to
these
have paid
kids,
off.
when I was kid, I was watching those guys' films, Jackie Chan sirs, Hung Jung Lee, and now I'm standing with them. You know, it's an honor to meet with those guys. You know, so yeah, that's the important thing. Yeah.
It's definitely paid off and given a
Yeah.
boost to your career. So in your movies, you've mostly played negative characters or
Yeah.
villains, right?
Yeah.
So what's the appeal for you instead of playing a hero or a protagonist?
To be honest with you, a lot of people when they looked at me, even I was an officer, and then the couple guys, masters, the pair test for the policing test, right? There's called physical test.
Right.
So I used to train people when I was a force. So I was training this, the lady come to see me actually, and then she says, there was a Sunny Singh, and then he can help you out with the pair, okay? Because he trained people, and he's still in law enforcement. And when she come to see me, and then when she looked at my face, and she ran away. And then she said, he looks like a gunda, badmash, that's why. And then and then she back to him, and then he called me back. And he said to me, what's going on? I said, nothing. I don't know. She just ran away. So that was the good interaction for that as well. But when the director looked at my face and my hair, long hair, I mean, I tied up my hair now. It looks different type of, it's a different personality. You know what I mean? So offer me one negative character because of the martial art background. So I wanted to be negative character. And then after, slowly, my reputation got built. But sometime, I don't want to stick with action films, martial art films. I want to stick with characterized films, So I done already acting in the Punjabi films with the different characters now, like a drunken character. I done police officer role in British films right now, just done it. And I done Sikh character in the Star film. And also I done a lot of army guys characters in the Future Shifts. So it's a lot of characters I'll be doing it right now. Because action industry is, stunt is, you can do it, but it's a time limit. Because when you get older, it's very hard to do stunts like a wire work, jumping on ropes and stuff like that. I have all kind of training, just in case. But I prefer front of camera. So I done just North India, South Indian, web series. I was not an actor, as a choreographer. So when I did the choreograph, and a lot of people ask me who's this did the choreograph, and then sometimes you have to do it. See, it doesn't mean you're acting, but you can go this way, this way. They open to you a lot of door. But the only thing is the martial arts is the links for that all door. Open the door for me. Maybe today I don't have a martial arts skill. I probably end up in not be doing any films. You know what I mean? So education is the most important thing. Doesn't matter any field. You keep. I'm still learning. I'm still going for the seminars. Where I go for guest appearance, I still teach them, and I still gain the experience from them as well, you know.
Yeah, it's great to know that you've explored all of those characters beside playing negative roles. And that brings me up to my next question. So
I don't look that bad.
But kind of makes sense that that old lady got scared.
Yeah. The lady got scared actually, and then I said, "What the heck, man?" So it happened, yeah.
Right.
But she came back after that. So yeah.
That's good. So you've been doing all of these roles. So I want to know what's next for you. What are you working on? Anything that's like on the pipeline, or anything like that?
Yes, so we got some projects coming up, and then I'm gonna start from first. I did Kacha Pakka Punjabi film. Produced by Diljit Singh, and then also directed by Diljit, and then we're releasing soon, actually. And also, right now, I am working with the director Souza, and the movie called Future Shift 2, Blood Feud. And so, this is the second part, sequel again. Future Shift was the first part, and then second is going to be starting shoot again soon on probably October. That's the plan. And then we have a Simon Cook, and then he's a Hollywood actor. He worked with Donnie Yen, and he's a good martial artist, Muay Thai guy from Thailand. So he's coming here in October. And Ashain is there, and I'm there. I'm the main villain character. I'm playing a negative character. It's kind of zombie type films, action film, but it's a pure martial art film. Just I don't know, you look the film called Raid Redemption with the Eco Ace. It's a very Indonesian action martial art film. If a lot of people interested in martial art, they know what I'm talking about, right? So we want to make the film in Calgary exactly the same, similar to that, because no one did it here. And it's a less budget. It's an independent film. We're going to do it. So our director is going to launch the Indiegogo, you know, that launch. So it's going to be launching in the first week in August. So we're going to sharing in social media. I was alive yesterday, and I told people, so if you want to help us out, do it. And then it's a lot of opportunity to, you know, you can work with us as well. So pay attention for the Indiegogo. So support us. Because we wanted to make a good action martial art film in Calgary. Nobody done it.
Indiegogo featuring in August 1st, you said?
Yes, first week of August.
First
so
week
3rd
of
August or
August,
something
3rd
like
August.
that, yes.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Let me quickly share that to our listeners, and I'll get back to you on that. श्रोताहरू सनीजी एक्टिभली फिल्म करियरहरूमा पनि इन्भल्भ हुनुहुन्छ र उहाँले विभिन्न थरीको फिल्महरू गर्नुभएको छ, पन्जाबी ब्रिटिश फिल्महरू, र मोस्टली नेगेटिभ क्यारेक्टरमा चाहिँ हुनुहुन्छ, तर उहाँले थरीथरीको क्यारेक्टरहरू पनि एक्सप्लोर गर्नुभएको छ। उहाँले ट्रेनिङ इन्टरनेसनली युएसमा कोरियामा गएर लिनुभएको थियो, र उहाँको नयाँ फिल्महरू पनि आउँदैछ, एउटा कच्चा पक्का पन्जाब र अर्को इन्डिगोगो चाहिँ अगस्तको फर्स्ट विकमा रिलिज हुँदैछ। सो तपाईँले त्यो मुभी हेर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने त्यसलाई खोज्नुहोला कृपया। अब हामी एउटा अनाउन्समेन्टतिर जानेछौँ। एकपल्ट फेरि म सम्झाउन चाहन्छु कि आज जुलाई 25 तारिक बिहान 6 बजेदेखि साँझ 6 बजेसम्म एनसिएससीको चुनाव भइरहेको छ। यदि तपाईँ इलिजिबल मेम्बर हुनुहुन्छ र इमेल पाउनुभएको छैन भने तपाईँले ncseelection@nepalisociety.ca मा सम्पर्क गर्न सक्नुहुनेछ। कृपया आज भोट गर्नुहोला। अब हामी लाग्नेछौँ सनीजीको कुराकानीतर्फ। Sunny, let's pick up right where we left off.
Yeah.
So, You've built quite a reputation on screen and on the ring, but there was a moment when you stepped into a completely different arena. Let's switch tracks and let's talk about your political career. In 2021, you
Yeah.
ran for mayor of Calgary. What made you decide that a martial artist and an actor could step into a civic life like that?
Yeah, that was totally completely different background. Actually, how am I going to start? Yes, so what happened? There was a COVID happening that time. And I'm just going to do quick story short. I'm going to say that. The lady came and then she was picked up by some Alberta Health Services or something like that for quarantine. At least she had all negative tests and everything, vaccines and everything. And then I was in the city that time, and then and her husband was waiting actually outside the airport, and I don't know what happened. They took her away, and then somewhere in a hotel for quarantine. And then he was just waiting, and then he find out later on this is happened to his wife or friend, right? And then his friend, he called his friend, anything's happened. So they called me. I said, what do you want me to do? They say, can you do anything about it? I say, okay, let me figure out. So I use phone calls, couples, you know. I don't want to tell how do I do it, but so she was end up in a hotel, okay? And there was I can say that hotel name, that a Sandman Hotel right there. So I was there, and then there was a commissioner guy was there, and I said I wanted to see the person. He says nobody here. I said, listen, I had a very good argument with him. I said, listen, I understand you're doing your job, but I wanted to see her. And there was police was involved there, and then I said, you cannot. I told them whatever I have to tell him. So they let it go finally. So that's why the guy came to me. He said, have you thought about a running election? I said, no. He said, you should do that. I said, okay, all right, I'll think about it. So I asked few people, not few people, actually 100 of people. I said, what do you think if I run? He said, you're running for councillor? I said, no. He said, run for the mayor. Councillor, no. I want you to run for mayor. So then I switched my mind, and then I just put nomination. I got be selected, and then whatever candidate, and I start running it. And that's my start career. And then I have a few interviews and in City TV and everything, and they ask me, first thing, what did you see in Calgary, you know, overall, as a, what's the first thing you see? And I said, corruption. And he said, really? I said, yes. So he said, how are you going to finish the corruption? I said, this is my policies, man. When I win, when I get elected, then I will tell you, you know. So they asked me a few things. Why you want to be? I said, I wanted to help people, right? Because I want to give back to community. When you establish, people knows you, you have to help people. And I did help a lot of people. I don't tell anyone. When I was in a force, I help people who basically doesn't have any experience about the law, what they look for, you know. So I help them out. And also the court system, how the court system work. I help them out too, because I worked in the sheriff for many years at the court system. I help them out. And also law enforcement. I teach as well, control tactics, you know, the handcuffs training, and I'm certified instructor, how to use a baton and everything. So I teach that as well. So it's under the old law, you know what I mean, and Criminal Code of Canada. And then also when I was running for mayor, and then they asked me, said, okay, if you got elected, that's what all people public ask you. When you elected, what are you going to do first things? I said, be honest with you, I'm going to cut you all taxes. That's how I'm going to do it, no matter what happened. He said, what do you mean? I said, I'm going to cut you 50% property tax. His property is yours when you buy. You don't need to pay taxes. Go to the Middle East. Did they pay taxes? No. Scandinavian country, I've been to Europe because, of course, I'm a British citizen, so I go to Europe a lot. You don't have to pay for the transit there. It's free. How they maintain that? Garbage, you know, when they trash, they come and pick it up. It's free in England. You don't have to pay for that. Now they start a little bit charging, but many, many years they never charged. It should be free because we pay in taxes, high taxes rating in Calgary. And then, I'm not going to tell the name, when they called me, he was currently serving mayor at that time. I'm not going to mention the name, but they said, Sunny, how are you going to cut the taxes, property taxes? I said, I'll do it. I said to them, I said, have you been to Europe first? She said, no. They said, no. So he said, okay. So then I said, you go and check it out, the system. If we can apply some other countries' policy here, why not? If benefit for our people, right? I say, if I'm in a 4 years power as a mayor, I'm going to cut the 100% property taxes, man. It's yours. When you go to the store and you buy the cloth for $99 plus tax, one time you pay GST is yours. That's it. Nothing. You don't have to pay more than anything. That's your property. So basically, if you have a mortgage, 25 years, and then when you buy the property, you even finish the mortgage 25 years later, but the property still is not yours because it's still under the city of Calgary. You have to pay taxes all the time, and taxes rise every year no matter what happens. And if you don't pay taxes, what's going to happen? They take your property, isn't it? So you basically, technically, you never own your house. So you wanted, you wanted to own your house for good. You know what I mean? So when you buy the car for $30,000, you pay tax for once. It's yours now. This metal is yours. Doesn't matter what you do. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. So, like, are you planning to run for mayor again in the future?
Even this last term, last year I think was the election, right? A lot of people messaged me. He said, "Are you running again?" Even message from BC and Edmonton. He said, if you get elected and if you do the property taxes less, we will sell our property from Edmonton. We're going to move to Calgary. This is going to be revenue for the Calgary as well. So imagine if we wipe the taxes, and then guess what? The people are going to come from abroad and they're going to buy the property. This is revenue. Exactly. So you have to grab the ear from this side or this side. Doesn't matter. Income have to come, right? For the city. And in some other ways, when the World Police Games happened, there was boycott in Montreal. I'm trying to bring in Calgary, and I'm not afraid to say that. I wrote email to Mr. Nancy and everything. It was mayor that time for visibility check. He never responded back to me. And that's $1 billion revenue to Calgary. They didn't respond back to me. And the USA took it. Because they are faster, you know that, USA how it works, right? So if I got in the power, I can do something. If I'm not in the power, I cannot do anything.
That's promising. Thank you for sharing your political journey and how you were inspired towards it. Now, we're towards the end of our program.
Sure.
And so what... I want to ask you one last question before that. So if a kid came up to you today and asked you, I want to do what you do. So, like, what's one piece of advice that you give them? And so after that, can you share to our viewers, like, where they can follow your journey and learn about your upcoming films and projects?
I used to think I like to work as a Jackie Chan or Hung Jung Lee and Van Damme. I'd never be like that. Yes, I can take advice from them. I can learn some tactics from them, but I can't be in a Van Damme. I want to be me. That's why I told my kids. A couple of kids came to me, yeah, I want to be like you. I said, no, you don't want to be like me. You want to be like you. You want to represent yourself, right? If you cannot represent yourself, you cannot represent anybody. Do you know what I mean? So stick with who you are. Do the hard work. And what is best for you, do it. And don't do bad things, drugs or whatever. Even our community. Every community, we're living in Calgary multicultural, even is Nepali community, black community, or even Punjabi community. We are the same human being first, right? So I told the kids is be fit, be healthy, and wherever you in the country, doesn't matter UK, Canada, make them proud for your parents or country. That's all, or community. That's all I want to say.
That's a powerful message, like being you to a child. So where can our listeners follow your journey? Can you share your any social media page or information with us?
Yes, if somebody want to reach me, can reach me. My Instagram is TAEGOLD79, Thai Gold 79. Also, you can reach me sunnycanada79@gmail.com. This is my email address. And before I go, Indigo is going to launch on 3rd of August. And go support us. We're going to make a good martial art film in Calgary. Never happened. And we have a Hollywood actress involved. Ciao.
Thank you so much, Sunny,
Welcome.
for being generous with your time and sharing your story with us this morning. It's been a real pleasure having you at Nepali Radio Calgary. Thank you. And I'm going to get back to our listeners now.
Sure.
आजको यो प्रेरणादायी कुराकानीका लागि हामी सनीजीलाई धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छौँ र मार्शल आर्ट्सको मैदानदेखि हलिउड र बलिउडको पर्दासम्म उहाँको यात्रा सुन्न साँच्चीकै नै प्रेरणादायी थियो। आज हामीलाई आशा छ आज उहाँले सुनाउनु भएको कुराहरू विशेष गरी नेपाली अभिभावक र युवाहरूलाई मार्शल आर्ट्सतर्फ आकर्षित हुन र आफ्ना सपना पछ्याउन हौसला दिनेछ। फेरि एकपटक नेपाली मेला 4 एपिसोड सफल बनाउन सक्नुहुने सबैलाई बधाई र आज भइरहेको एनसीएससीको चुनावमा इलिजिबल भएका सबै सदस्यहरूलाई भोट दिनुहुन अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु। हजुरहरूको निरन्तर माया, विश्वास र समर्थनका लागि हार्दिक धन्यवाद र तपाईको सुझाव र सल्लाह प्रतिक्रिया पठाउन नभुल्नुहोला, त्यो सधैँ वेलकम छ। अर्को साता अर्को नयाँ कथाका साथ फेरि नेपाली रेडियो क्यालगरी प्रस्तुत हुनेछ। आजको लागि सबैलाई नमस्कार, धन्यवाद।